Good morning and happy Sunday morning. It is very rainy here in Maine. Going to see Saw X in theaters this afternoon. Very excited. I'm a huge horror movie fan, so thrilled to get out and get a movie in theaters, which I don't do very often anymore. So let's jump in. This is my Clearing the Bases weekly episode. Every Sunday morning, I do a recap of news that interested me, not necessarily the things that all the other YouTube channels are covering, although I do touch on some of those things briefly as well. So let's jump right in here. Tom Brady's final game worn, and I don't do a lot of football stuff, but when it's Tom Brady, final game worn jersey headed to auction, expected to break record jersey valued at up to $2.5 million. Most valuable football jersey ever sold. So I'll be keeping an eye on that one, see what it actually does sell for. Joe Montana's jersey worn in Super Bowl 19 and Super Bowl 23 set the current record earlier this year after selling for $1.2 million. Does that mean he wore the same jersey in those two Super Bowls 4 years apart? All right, I got this article from fool.com. Costco is selling $20,000 Babe Ruth autographs on index cards encapsulated by Beckett. And I went to Costco to find this, and it loads, and then it says, "This is not available at your warehouse," no matter what zip code I put in. It's very strange, and I can't go to it online. It won't even let me see it, except for this brief second. So unfortunately, you can't see it. But yeah, I mean, Fool.com does this analysis of is this a good investment for you? Yeah, so eBay has quite a few autographed cards that are similar in size to Costco's, but the only mint 10s I could find were priced between $21,000 and $28,000. It doesn't mean they're worth that much, though. Doesn't mean they're worth that much. And uh, are these autographed cards just index cards? Or are they baseball cards? And then they say the fact that I can find Babe Ruth's autograph so easily tells me that their index cards aren't as rare as saying buying Babe Ruth's original Yankees contract. You don't say. There's only one of those. I don't know, man. Okay. Next up, Better Business Bureau. Uh, baseball card Panini America strikes out. They are giving Panini an F for uh, pretty much everything, actually. A pattern of complaints alleging the company fails to honor promised fulfillment and delivery of products after receiving redemption cards from its customers. Customers purchased multi-card packs containing redemption for high-value player cards, which the company fails to deliver. Disputed amounts range from $100 to $20,000, with the average loss reported to Better Business Bureau at $1,700. Average loss of $1,700 seems awfully high to me for redemption cards. I I don't know. To date, this pattern of complaints has remained constant and unresolved. Yeah. Better Business Bureau has processed 615 complaints in the last 3 years, 3 times more than when we originally warned about this company in 2021. I was at Target yesterday. And no, I wasn't going to buy wax, but I was looking because I always stop and look and see what they have. And there was a mega box of Panini Mosaic basketball for $50. And it had like two mega box parallels or something. Somebody's going to comment and say, "Oh, it's four." I, I don't really remember, but I was shocked at how little was in it for the price. Okay, so this one isn't necessarily sports cards, although that's the whole point of this video series is collectibles in general. But GameStop in Florida, it's always Florida. A guy, a customer or pretend customer, went in and was in there for an hour and then asked the manager to get something down off a shelf in the back so he could look at it. So the manager gets a ladder, goes out to the back, and while he's up on the ladder, this fake customer, now shoplifter, goes behind the counter and steals something, and the manager jumps down and shoots him. And the shoplifter dives into his girlfriend's car, his getaway car, and dies. Why why would you shoot somebody over a theft? And now, of course, the manager is charged with a murder, or I don't know. I don't know. I mean, video games, baseball cards, these things aren't worth murdering people over or manslaughtering people over, whatever he's getting charged with. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I know you'd like to shoot him, of course, but this one also weird to me. I didn't even know Rally was still in existence. Rally, a collectibles company that sells shares in wine, vintage watches, sports cars, and other memorabilia. I think that's supposed to be sports cards. Will offer up to 47,000 shares of Mickey Mantle's Boyhood home. $7 each, while valuing the property in Commerce, Oklahoma, at $329,000. Now, they bought this house last year for $175,000, and they plan to turn it into a museum. I know people who have paid $7 for shares, for quite a few shares. I don't understand it. I guess you think you're going to make your money back when they sell it, but they're hoping to turn it into a museum. Would you buy a $7 share or multiple $7 shares? They're also giving away free shares to residents of the town. They've spent $50,000 on refurbishments and maintenance and expects monthly operating costs going forward. Yeah, I don't know. That's not something I would ever do, but I also wouldn't. There are a lot of things I wouldn't do that a lot of people would. So I'm curious what you think. Next up here is a Panini America story where they have signed Tim Duncan to sign autographs on Panini cards. It says on Panini cards, but I'm guessing it's stickers. In fact, I read and I couldn't tell if it was a joke, but somebody said that Panini had signed him to sign 50,000 stickers, and then they'll just stick those on unlicensed cards. So it'll just be Tim Duncan without a Spurs logo on his jersey, presumably. I love Tim Duncan, one of the all-time greats, certainly a top 10 player of all time, in my opinion. But speaking of Tim Duncan, by the way, I am wearing a clean sweatshirt today. It is a Celtics sweatshirt because the Celtics start this week, and I'll wear it again on Wednesday because that's when their opening day is. So back to Tim Duncan. Yeah, I mean, this is yet another thing that Panini does that it'll make money. That's their goal, is to make money. I don't think it's good for the hobby. Next up, last week I did all kinds of mistakes that Topps made. I actually missed a couple, and then there were more this week. So this person writes, this is Frank Tanks Sports Cards. Topps Pro Debut is an absolute garbage product with quality control. Almost every foil or chrome color I pulled in, 2 jumbo and 2 hobby, were damaged. Check those bottom edges. Yeah. I don't know what happened here. It's interesting. I don't know. And then remember a couple weeks ago when there were double fractors, whatever they were called, superfractors, that one of ones that there were 2 of? Well, now there's a third one. Here's Juan Benjamin, originally pulled by Mitch's Box Breaks and the Hobby House, and now Kosher Cards. and then people are saying, "Oh, this is the same one," but it was pulled live out of a pack on stream from 3 reputable dealers. Yeah. So, I don't know. Weird Tops, why do you keep doing this? And I'll get back to more top stuff. I didn't do a good job of putting things in order this morning, apparently. Um, 2 decades ago, over 2 decades ago, a collector sent Hank Aaron a TTM through the mail autograph request, but he made the mistake of putting it in a penny sleeve. Now, I do TTM, and I've shown this before. In fact, very, very recently. I'll show it again here. I put mine in these folding cardboard things, and I once got a card back, and the card was here, and the person, I won't mention who it is, signed on this portion of it instead of signing on the card. So at least they open it up. In this case, though, Hank Aaron signed the penny sleeve, and they so this is Mario Alejandro, great, great Twitterer. By the way, I am on Twitter, and I've started being active on Twitter. I don't know how it happened, just kind of organically. So if you want to go follow me there, I've started talking about weird stuff with cards, like grails and stuff. So Mario Alejandro says, could PSA authenticate this autograph? And this person writes, PSA will authenticate anything. And they have this crab shell. I should know. I'm in Maine. I should know what kind of shell this is, right? I know I'm going to get some nasty comments, but I'm not a shellfish or crustacean expert. Tommy Lasorda signed this. Apparently, I don't know if this is real. Seems to be. Actually, let's go and see if it's real. PSA cert lookup. Yeah, I mean, let's just look it up, shall we? All right, the cert is 4A 49685. Tommy Lasorda. Item is a crab shell. Oh man, that is hilarious. I wish they had a PSA photo of it too. Uh, make Rawlings? I don't understand that. That's fun. Anyway, I thought this was neat. This is on Heritage Auctions. This is the Babe Ruth's called shot game. A ticket from that game. Yeah, and the front of it looks spectacular. It got graded a 2, I assume because of this paper loss on the back. But man, those old-timey tickets, so cool. So this is the game where Babe Ruth called his shot in the World Series. Yeah, current bid at $5,000. I want to see if they have an estimate. Yeah, estimate $10,000 and up. And who knows if Babe Ruth actually called his shot. A lot of arguments both ways. Here's a new one, another Topps thing. So Topps does this bat relic, and it says down here at the bottom, I don't know if you can see this, it says player worn memorabilia. I've never worn a bat, so I'm not sure how that works exactly. But yeah, bat. And then here's this one, another one, player worn memorabilia. And another one with Corbin Carroll, player worn memorabilia with a bat. And this guy says Corbin Carroll goes to the same clothing store. Oh man. All right. Brody Friedland includes this Bowman error of Ethan Salas, who's one of the top prospects in baseball. Um, He has this first Bowman, 2023 Bowman Chrome, Ethan Salas. It has a rookie logo here, and of course he's not a rookie. You can't see the logo because it's just a blacked out version of it. It has the 35th anniversary stamp. It has a top certified issue on it. It was listed on eBay. It sold for $750. Whew. Man, I don't know how they make this many mistakes. I know they probably have a third party company that does their printing for them, but man, somebody suggests uh, somewhere that the owner should just sign something funny and sell it. Lastly, with all these errors, Top Stadium Club is delayed. Remember, well, ignore my comment about with all these errors. So Top Stadium Club is delayed. It was set for release this past week, October 18th, and they did a good thing where they sent out emails. They refunded the orders, the pre-orders, and then provided $35 Topps website credit. So that's nice. The reason for the order cancellation was due to quality control issues that they did not specify. If Topps is releasing all these other products with tons of errors, imagine the errors they needed to have to postpone a release indefinitely. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. Seems crazy to me. Let me know what you guys think about any of these. I'd love to hear your comments, and I hope you have a great Sunday.